Hi everyone, DrakeEC here. Coming to you to do an update on my channel and looking back at 2022 and what's coming up in 2023. Because 2022 was a very big year for me, on both professionally and personally. I'll cover professionally first, because I normally don't get into personal stuff, but I feel I should. So on the channel front, I believe it was in May. I don't know what happened, but the channel exploded. I remember the Tom Berry video really rocketed in popularity. I think it's up to 60,000 views now, and I don't know why. It's by far my best vid. But still, I broke my 5,000 subscriber record. I'm now at just over 5,500. So that's awesome. And thank you so much to everyone who's watched my videos, supported my videos, commented on my videos. Even if you just subscribed and haven't commented or clicked like, I still appreciate you. Seeing my numbers steadily increase, it lets me know my hard work is paying off and my channel is growing slowly but surely, and it does motivate me to keep going, so thank you so much. Next year, should be able to break 6,000. I don't have any higher milestones than that. If I could, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, if I could get 7,000 next year, that would be unthinkable, but maybe I'll explode spontaneously when 16 becomes closer to release. We'll see. Um, for the content I intend to put out, there's still going to be monthly lore of Final Fantasy. I want to do some other compilation type videos like I did with FF6 and World of Final Fantasy. I may do some for Crisis Core. Um, I may do some for other games as well because I do have other Final Fantasy games I could play. And sometimes I just need footage on my own. So compilation videos help, like all summons in FF8 or FF9. It helps me to have that footage myself, and it's something that can help draw in traffic. So may do that. Um, Excuse me a moment. Uh, the one other thing that I said I wanted to do was ability compilation videos, like showcasing the Warrior of Light's various attacks, like Radiant Sword and Shining Wave and Shield of Light through different games and that. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. I don't. Even with me taking time off, I did look at doing those videos more, and they are much bigger than I initially thought when I thought about doing them. The Warrior Light in particular, there's Dissidia, there's Dissidia NT, there's Final Fantasy Record Keeper, Opera Omnia, Mobius Final Fantasy, there's Stranger of Paradise, and a lot of other spin-off titles. And on the one hand, a there's a lot of spin-off titles featuring Final Fantasy characters these days using their signature attacks, and B, a lot of them are on mobile games that don't always have footage readily available on YouTube, and that I can't get myself. So like even the Warrior of Light having has more than half a dozen games, and I got like about more than half a dozen attacks for to show him using across those games, and that's just the Warrior of Light. You figure if I did one for Garland, he'd probably be just as big. Firion and the Emperor would be just as big. Cecil would probably be bigger. And then you get into characters like Terra and Kefka and Cloud and Sephiroth. Like, if I trying to compile Cloud's different attacks across all his appearances, that'd be a huge video. That would be a lore of Final Fantasy in itself. Lore of Cloud Strife attacks. So I'm not gonna do those. What something I am considering doing, possibly in place of lore of Final Fantasy for a month, is I do have some ideas for Final Fantasy content besides just lore. One thing I thought is like a video that about Final Fantasy locations that kind of exist in the real world. And I don't mean mundane things. Oh, like there's a castle, and there's a cave. Like no, I mean like some of the more fantastical locations in Final Fantasy games. There are places in the real world that are more similar to them than you would think would exist in the real world. So I may do that, and I've had other videos too, video ideas too for like analysis of characters in games and that. So may do try that 1 month. We'll see. Um, Otherwise, in terms of content, the other big thing where unfortunately I haven't seen the growth I wanted to see was my streaming. Punt me again. Dry mouth. Uh, my streaming has grown very, very little. It is very discouraging to uh, stream and no one's watching and no one's commenting. I got into streaming, like honestly, here's the thing. I'm not one of those guys that cares about the numbers in streaming. I don't. I started streaming because I thought it'd be a good way to put out content aside from my monthly lore Final Fantasies. It'd be a good way to interact, engage with my audience, and share my opinions and thoughts about games that I normally couldn't share in my normal videos. And it would be a way to bring in more traffic to my channel. You know, people check out my streams and maybe they come check out my other content. Uh, I haven't been. It has not succeeded in doing any of those things. Um, a lot of my uh, a lot of streams go with no viewers and then very few people talking. And I do like engaging with people when they tune in, but that doesn't happen as often as it should, and on the level that I wish it did. And I've just seen like stagnation on both Twitch and YouTube fronts. And I want to be clear, I'm not blaming anyone. If you don't tune into my live streams, okay, like there could be myriad reasons that you just don't want you maybe just want to watch a playback. I don't stream at a time when you can watch, or maybe you just don't want to watch me live stream games. That's fair. If my stream traffic isn't growing, that's on me as a content creator. I need to do more to bring in a larger audience and get my name out there. And yeah, so that's on me. I'm not like blaming anyone. That said, those of you who do tune into my streams, if you do share around the link or remember to like, I tweet out my streams and post on Discord. So uh, if you want to help me spread the word of my streams, if you watch them and like them, that would mean so much to me. I really would appreciate it. But again, you don't have to. Again, that's on me. I have to make the effort to grow my audience, and whatever I'm doing with the streaming to try and grow my audience there has not been working out. So I'm gonna try and uh, come up with some new strategies to get my streams out there. Possibly post clips from it. Uh, I'd like to post them as shorts if there is a way to post them as YouTube shorts. I'm not completely sure, but if I can't, then I'd do them as posts. So like, hey, this was a fun time we're having in the stream here where I used Genesis's DMW attack against him and almost killed him with it. Stuff like that. That'll be next year. And speaking of streaming, I want to break away from just Final Fantasy streams and stream other games, just because on the one hand I'm running out of Final Fantasy games I can stream, and because I'm into other games too. Like, I will remain primarily a Final Fantasy channel, but in terms of streaming, I have other things. Uh, I have two ideas off the top of my head, and I actually came up with a third too. One is a classic Dungeons and Dragons PC game, Icewind Dale. I have the remastered version. I played it a lot when I was younger, and I really enjoyed it. So there might be something interesting and different. Play a Dungeons and Dragons PC game. I'm also considering a Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire randomized Nuzlocke run, because I've never played a Pokemon randomizer and I've never done a Nuzlocke of one. But whenever I watch them, they are a lot of fun to watch. So I think it'd be an interesting challenge for me to give that a shot. That might be something. And I also might stream Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, because I have the 2.8 collection with not Birth by Sleep, the Aqua spin-off bit, and KH3D for the PS4. I unfortunately don't have the Kingdom Hearts compilations for PS4, they're for PS3. But still, I haven't replayed Dream Drop Distance in a while, and I don't think I played the PS4 version when it came out, because I was like, I played the 3DS version, I don't need to play this. But yeah, World of Final Fantasy got me interested in that kind of stack growth again. Capturing monsters, so to speak, and training them and that. So I might do that. We'll see. But look forward to me streaming things other than Final Fantasy in the new year. So that's it on the channel and professional front. And now I want to talk about some personal stuff. And I don't often do that, at all do that, because I'm just a private person by nature. But it has been something that has really been something I've been dealing with over 2022. So I do just want to be open about that, just get it off my chest. So there's no tactful way to start this kind of conversation, so I'll just jump in. I am ADHD and autistic, and I also have been clinically diagnosed with anxiety and depression. Now, the reason 2022 has been a big year for me on those fronts is I was actually only diagnosed with autism in 2018, the latter half of 2018. I knew I was ADHD since I was a kid, but I didn't know I was autistic until 4 years ago. And then shortly after that, I lost my job. I got a new job cleaning the apartment building I'm in. And of course, COVID happened and everything that's happened over, 2019, 2020. The last 5 years have been hell for a lot of people, I'm sure. So, and I've had that revelation about me as well. Pardon me, my cat is meowing just a moment. Um, so, um, so over the course of like the last few years, I've been saying like, okay, I am autistic, and also trying to get it under control because I hadn't received treatment for anything since high school. So this was like the first time in 10 years I sought out treatment for ADHD. And I won't get into that type of detail, but I will say I am on medications to help ADHD, my mood, my ADHD, autism, anxiety, depression, whatever you want to group it in. I'm getting help for that. I'm not getting the help I want, though. Simply put, I want to talk to a therapist, and I can't because I flat cannot afford it. I make about $300 a month, and I am 5 digits in debt from student loans still a decade after leaving college. So yeah, I want to talk to a therapist, but I flat can't. I believe it would be helpful for me. I think I need to, but I can't. That bites. Um, so I've been dealing with this on my own, and when I say dealing with it, I mean like coming to terms with what it means for me as a person and my personality and character. Because, you know, it is going to make you rethink yourself, learning like you're autistic. Like, I look back on my life and I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing like, I've always had behavioral quirks or tics or shortcomings, and particularly with social skills. So looking back, it's like, yeah, I see it now. And so now that I'm aware of that, I have to make the effort to overcome those limitations. I have to make the effort to be more aware of how my behaviors come off to other people, because I may be acting in a manner that alienates other people or puts them off or upsets them, and I don't realize that. I am not good at reading people's moods. I never have been. It just, even before I knew I was autistic, I I knew that I was not good at reading people's moods. I'm not good at reading social situations. Now I know that that's not just me as a person. That's like, no, that's something up here that I have to work at. So I'm trying to be having an increased awareness of how I conduct myself, and also have increased awareness of how I interpret others' actions, because I've always been told I take things too personally and I obsess over things, and I do, and I'm working on that as well. Don't take things personally. No, it's okay. Um, that being said, it is also been recognizing that this has caused problems for me that I can't do too much about, or at least I should handle better than I can, or I should have handled better than I could have and didn't. I won't get in details. I'll say largely thanks to, well, not largely thanks. I mean, because of my behavior, I was banned from a community that I really liked being part of. And right now, I'm really worried that I'm going to be banned from another community I like being a part of even more. And that would really suck to lose those social circles. If you know who I'm talking about, please don't say anything. Because I don't want to start drama. I don't want to start pointing fingers at people. I don't want to name names. Okay, so if you know who I'm talking about, please don't say anything. I'm not, and, I'm not going to specify who. And and I want to say also, I realize that my behavior is responsible for getting me in trouble in these communities. I'm not using my autism as an excuse. I am not. It is on me. I am in control of my own actions. I may have to make more of an effort than certain people to control those actions, but it is on me. And it's not fair for me to expect other people to tolerate inappropriate behavior from me just because I may be autistic. I don't want to use it as an excuse. I admit sometimes we particularly after being recently diagnosed, I have tried to use it as an excuse. Like, I didn't mean to come off like I'm acting that way. I'm autistic. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do that. That's not fair. So I don't want to use it as an excuse, and I'll also say I'm not ashamed of it or secretive of it. Like it's part of who I am. And if someone asks, like, yeah, I'll say it. Like if someone, I don't, I can't imagine the circumstance that someone would directly ask, "Are you autistic?" Yeah, yeah, but you know, it's just not something that you can really put out there normally. Like, I, I'm Drake, real name Adam, and I'm autistic. That's not a nice breaker in conversation. So I'm not ashamed of it or anything like that. But on the other hand, I don't want to flaunt it and like use it and again use it as an excuse. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to do that. Again, it is on me to recognize that I have shortcomings in terms of social skills, and I need to put forth more of an effort to overcome them. And in the past, I have not always done that, and that has hurt my social life. And that is something that's hard to deal with. Again, we figure also I'm dealing with anxiety and depression on top of this now, and me realizing, oh, I could do something that I think is innocuous, but other people think is offensive, and they they don't like me. And I find out later, hey, you've been making comments like this, and I'm like, I didn't think that upset anyone. What did I do? What did I saying? And that is a very dangerous combination. Um, and with me especially, I'll just say like, again, even before I was diagnosed, like there was always something. We all have it in the back of your mind. Everyone else is successful. Why aren't you? Other people can hold down a job. You can't. Other people have friends. You don't. The problem must be with you. Everyone else is fine. Everyone has that little voice in the back of their head. For me, though, finding out that I'm autistic was basically finding out that the voice is verifiably medically correct. The problem is me. You know, so Um, yeah, that's something, again, that's something, because it's only been a recent development for me, relatively, like, within the past few years. I'm still coming to terms with how it defines me as a person, how I choose to let it define me as a person, and how I go forward with my life from here in terms of trying to be social, trying to make friends, being part of community. I have to respect that I can't be fully open about myself in every way among social circles because it's going to put people off. I can't expect everyone is going to tolerate the way I behave, and they shouldn't have to. It's not fair to expect them to. So I have to deal with that. And it's not always easy. There have been days where, you just think yourself into a mood. You know? So, I have a very dry mouth. So, that has been something I've been dealing with a lot over 2022. And again, I am receiving treatment, and it's going well. I am doing much better these days than I was last year or the year before, but it is an ongoing thing. And this year in particular, I have had to face a few times. I get how my behaviors affect my social life. Again, I've lost one community. I hope I don't lose a second. And like specific individuals, I'm not as close to as I once was because I've either pushed them away or I've been afraid of pushing them away, and so I've backed off. So yeah, it's been a thing. I don't have an ending to this. Just again, getting this off my chest. Um, so if you've been watching through this, thank you very much. Again, back to the channel. 2023. Sadly, I won't. I don't. Did I mention this? I don't think I mentioned this in the first part. I unfortunately probably won't be able to stream Final Fantasy 16 when it first comes out because I don't have a PS5, and I probably won't have one in time. So that bites. But I do plan to stream other games. I want to keep doing lore of Final Fantasy, maybe other Final Fantasy topics, and look into new ways of drawing the traffic to my channel and to my stream and keep growing both. So overall, both professionally and personally, 2022 was a big transformative year for me, and 2023 I think will be even better on both fronts. So once again, thank you for watching, if you did have watched this far. And to quote a certain dad of war, my New Year's resolution, don't be sorry, be better. So, have a great day, everyone.